Good afternoon to all. This is Bismillah from GoFrugal Assure Cat. Today we are going to start with the basics of accounts, our TRAC 5 product, and over the weeks we are going to completely cover the TRAC product, and the webinars for the same will be uploaded to YouTube. Once the complete webinars are uploaded, you can use the same for your to train the staff, any newcomers, or to revisit the concept yourself. So first, to know about the accounts or the TRAC 5, it is actually very much simple and very much similar to the Tally as well. Now, in most of the Indian businesses, to maintain the accounts, retailers or the distributors generally use Tally. The reason is Tally has been there from the starting, but it is a very two-dimensional type of application. Whereas if you use our GoFrugal TRAC, it has all the details that is already present in Tally, as far as it gives you an added advantage of maintaining the sales, purchase, inventory in our costs. So today we are going to see about the different masters that are present in GoFrugal TRAC, what are they used for, and some basic entries. So today's webinar will be short. In the coming week, I will be explaining you about the transactions, how to do them, basic transactions, and forthcoming week some detailed concept about banking, BRS, and the various reports and how to use those reports. All your questions are most welcome, even if it's related to TRAC but not related to this particular webinar. It's also welcome. Such type of questions I will personally address them either in the later webinars or via the email. So to begin with, I'll be probably using GoFrugal RPOS 7 product, and the TRAC is integrated with that. This is common for RPOS 6 or our distributor editions as well. For HQ customers, these training related videos, as I said earlier, can be used for to give a training to their staffs. Please note, HQ customers, that no separate or additional master creation is required for them at the TRAC level. However, the knowledge about them and the transactions and the report details, which we will be covering in the future webinars, are much useful to each and every customer. In the accounts or in any GoFrugal product, we have separate modules. The POS is a separate module, the printing easy print is a separate module, the smart reports is a separate module, and similarly the GoFrugal TRAC 5 accounts is also a separate module. It is just integrated with the POS to give the details. Apart from that, you can use the TRAC alone to create a new company, to manage any other small sister concerns which you have, so that you can create your own additional company in TRAC alone and can maintain their transactions and maintain their financial statuses. So here I have an RPOS 7 in which already 2 companies have been created. I can create one more company by going to Tools, Master, Company. and as soon as I create a company over here, the same company will be available in my GoFrugal track as well. You can see the different companies already present either by double clicking on the company name or by going to this menu, setting, company financial period setting. As I said, we are today going to deal basically with the masters tab alone. I'll be showing you the basic ones and the ones which we are going to use for the GSTs. These below tabs like category, statutory masters, these will probably not be required in once the GST rollouts are completely done. So let's start with the first tab itself. It's the company tab. So as I was saying that whatever companies you are creating in the post level, those are automatically created. You can view them. Apart from that, if you have any small sister concerns or small other business for which there is actually no need to maintain a proper inventory, or only the accounting of those companies are to be maintained in the accounts, so there is no need to go for a separate software. You can manage that in GoFrugal accounts itself. So you can create a new company by pressing the new function key. You can give the company name. For most of the Indian customers, as of now, the financial year is still March to April. Probably by this January, it is going to change to Jan to December. So based on Indian customers or overseas customers, you can give the financial year begin dates. Currently, I am going to give as April to March. You can see that in accounts already we have given the GST related tabs, so you can enter your GST number in the GST tab of the company. I am entering a random number as of now. Now you can check the company created over here. However, you need to create divisions or location using these tabs. Location master, Similarly, we can create for division as well. Basically, divisions and locations are required if within a firm you have multiple floors or multiple types of businesses. That generally depends upon the retailer and their business models. GoFrugal accounts lets you manage the accounting based on locations and based on divisions. Next, we have something called as a group masters. By this time, everyone would have definitely seen our balance sheet report. If I press F3, I'll get a detailed report. Now, currently there is not much transaction done in this demo environment. However, what I'm trying to show you here are the different heads which have been created. One is a cash account, current asset, current liability, duties and taxes, the closing stock head which automatically generates. So similar heads can be created using our group master. In this group master, by default, we have to select one parent group. We already have a list of 64 parent groups. These are those heads which are by default present in your balance sheet reports. So any new group which you create is basically will add to an existing parent group only. So for example, I have some separate set of customers which I want to see as a separate head in my balance sheet. So I can choose the parent group as customers. Here, for any ledgers or any party, if I choose a group called separate tracking, so all those transactions I can see in the balance sheet or profit and loss under a separate head. Similarly, I can create n number of groups among the parent 62 groups. Once a group is created, you have to create a ledger master. This is nothing but a single party that you will create or your business will have. These are all the customers, suppliers, any expense ledgers or any other income or different duties, tax, any ledger which your business will need, you can create over here. By default, all the ledgers which are created in the POS level, that is customers, suppliers, etc., by default come in this ledger master itself. You can click the view button to view the existing ledgers present. For example, if I am choosing this ledger, this is a customer that I have created at the POS. So I will not be actually able to modify any other content present in this ledger. Only those ledgers which I am creating in the TRAC 5 level, I will be able to modify for later use as well. So let me create a new customer which I want to maintain only in TRAC and not in our POS level. Now here I have the option to select either the customers group or the one which I have created. The next thing is maintain bill to bill balance in ledger master. As you know, in POS you are free to make n number of bills for a customer or a supplier, and in the bill wise transaction screens, if it is a customer, then it will come under bill wise receipt, and if it is a supplier, it will come under bill wise payment. you can see the different bills that have been done for those parties. So maintain bill to bill balance, if you give yes, whenever you are making a payment or a receipt entry, the system will prompt you to adjust or select the bill number against which the payment is being received or paid. Thus, with each and every transactions, those bills will get adjusted. If we are selecting maintain bill to bill balance as no, it will mean that while receiving or giving payments, the system will not prompt for the existing bill numbers present. However, the difference will be seen while doing the year end. When we are giving maintain bill to bill balance as yes, and for example, I have made 10 bills for this customer webinar, out of which I have received payment for 5 bills and the 5 bills are pending. The year is closed now. So if I have given maintain bill to bill balance yes, those 5 bills which are still pending will be carried forward for the next financial year with the bill details like the bill numbers and amount, everything. If I give maintain bill to bill balance as no, only the balance amount of those 5 bills will be carried forward and the bill references will be stored in the previous years only. So it is just customer choice whether they want to give bill maintain yes or no. Preferably, it is better to give the yes option. For all those Indian customers, the GST tab is also enabled in the Ledger Master. Under this GST Master, you can mention whether the party is exempted or not. That is, if my supplier is of composition type or if my customer is of a composition type, I can give whether it is an exempted or not. Their GST number, PAN card number will automatically be populated based on the GST number. The state code, Aadhaar number. You can also create ledger masters for services. As you know, for each and every services, the SAC code is mandatory and you need to give the tax percentage for the SAC codes. So you have to give the SAC code and the GST code over here. I will show you how to make a service entry as well. Just a moment. As you can see, the Aadhaar, PAN card and the state code has automatically been populated for this customer, and now I am going to save this customer. Similarly, let me show you how to create for a service. Since service will be an expense for the current financial year, I am mapping under direct expenses. You can consult your accountant if there is any change otherwise. For this service charge, we are giving the SAC code. For this SAC code, we need to map what is the GST percentage that will be applicable for this service. You can see that even this has been saved. Now, as I said, while creating masters, ledger master, there is an option for bill to bill save, also for service charge. Now I'll show you where it is actually being used. In the transaction screen in GoFrugal accounts, there is an option for purchase and sales entry as well. That is, apart from the purchase and sales entries that is being made in the POS, you can do it separately in the accounts as well. Let me first choose my company. I can click on this go button, press enter, and select this company financial period settings. I'm selecting my company and giving apply. So I'm going to do a sales entry for the customer I have created. As you see, I have just saved a sales entry for this customer. If I can check the balance sheet, Now I will show you how to make a sales bill for a GST transaction. My GST bill has saved. Similarly, if there is an IGST ledger, we will be choosing the IGST. Suppose that you are having to pay the service charge. You can click on the Go and search for payment. This is a single entry payment mode. Similarly, for this service related, we have a YouTube video as well. Let us go for the next master, which is a checkbook. Here, whatever bank entry you would have created in the ledger master, those banks will be by default available. If you need to create any other bank ledgers, you need to go to ledger master, create a bank name, select the group as bank account. Now for this bank you can create the checkbooks. When I select the bank over here, automatically the check number which is available will come up over here. So for this transaction, if the check number 1 is being used, while making the next transaction, automatically the check number 2 will be available. so you don't need to enter the check number manually. Bank list customers. While making a bill-wise receipt or a receipt, you can see over here the first one is a mode, that is in which bank you are going to receive the payment. The bank list is a list of banks. By default, GoFrugal gives 43 bank names. This is a list from where you need to select from which bank the customer is giving the check from. Currently, I am selecting as NEFT instead of check. Now, if you need to increase that list of 43, you need to create a bank name for those customers. You can give the other details as well. These details entered over here will automatically be fetched in bill-wise receipt or receipt screen. I will let you know about the RTGS NEFT beneficiary master in a short time. You can also give narrations whenever you are entering the bill-wise payment or bill-wise receipt or any other transaction screen. The system stops at narration screen, wherein you can just press enter to save the bills. These narrations can by default be created. You can see the focus of the cursor is in the narrations, and if you have multiple narrations, it will show a list of values where you can choose from. Now, since I have just one narration, it has chosen as sales bill. You can create according to your need. Transaction template master. Now this master is actually very useful for periodical functions. Like every month you will have to pay your rent, salaries to your employees. All those ledger detail selection can be once saved, and directly only the amount for these ledgers can be entered and saved in a single shot. I will show you how to do this. In the account type, since most of it would be a journal entry, I am choosing as a journal type. The formula has to be given. Please follow the formula which I am giving. For first line I am giving as A1. The next line would automatically come as credit, but you can change it to debit by pressing the D button. If you are going to have a transaction in cash, you can select cash in hand or if it's a bank, you can choose the bank ledger as well. Here I would be selecting as A1 plus A2 plus A3 and saving out. Now let me show you how you can use this template. You need to select on transaction templates. It is under transaction template vouchers. Since I have just created one template, the monthly template is automatically selected. All those ledgers which I have created is also selected by default. Now the only job for me is to come on any one date and just fill those debit and debit amounts. It's as simple as that. Lastly, let me tell you about the RTGS NEFT beneficiary master. Now, in the ledger masters for each customer or each supplier, you can select the beneficiary master from here itself. For example, I can press the F10 button over here. Otherwise, you can choose the master beneficiary master tab to create the beneficiary details. In this detail, you actually need to select the party, fill in their account number details, from which bank they are, what is the branch detail. Again, if the branch details and IFSC code details I would have entered in the bank master, then that detail would have come here automatically. What is the account type of the customer's bank? You can also create multiple entries for the same. So for example, if the same customer has dealings with multiple banks, you can select multiple bank over here in the next lines. Now where it will be useful? I will show you one more entry by creating it in the POS as well. I hope this webinar was useful. I can see the questions being raised related to transactions and BRS and profit and loss reports. As I have said in the beginning of this webinar, I will definitely address them in the coming webinars as well as via mail. Regarding the masters, as I said, this is the basic training that you can give to a new person being employed in this in your business. If any doubts or any field, you have any doubts regarding any of the fields in any masters, you can raise a complaint through my GoFrugal. We'll be happy to address them. Apart from that, by the next week, the same time, I'll be showing you most of the transactions, how purchase, sales, payment, receipt, debit note, credit note, and also I have shown already the template vouchers. Apart from that, how the approval process is being done for purchases or other sorts of transactions. So next training will be having solely on transactions. Apart from this, to know more about the GoFrugal track, there is already some help videos available in YouTube. You can simply search GoFrugal track in the YouTube and you will find the help videos for making some basic entries. Thank you everyone for your active participation. I hope next time you will have more fun doing the transactions and more learning.